Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific 8-match edition. This is my play-by-email match against Xargun. He's a commander of the Allied forces and for me it's the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on game version 26B or standard stock. And I get the free dot base at the Duchies Indies. So 4th of April, so no amphibious assault or landing unloading bonus. I think in April also the Allies getting the radar upgrade for a lot of destroyers, submarines and all of this. So the technology gap between Japan and Allies will more or less more widen than closing up. So I hope I can maybe use April to finish all my operations and then switch to defense in May, and latest in June, July the Allies will normally strike back. And because Xargun holding most of his heavy ships and air force back more or less up to now, he will maybe strike strong and powerful against my positions. But first in May, June, not much earlier. So there are still AMs near Perth. Nothing really happens. This short-range Dutch submarine is more skillful. Problem is that my patrol boat is simply very slow and more easy to hit via torpedo, especially if it can sneak in range like this happens. This was now a real torpedo attack. And my patrol boat is sinking. But that's their duty. Give me feedback there's an enemy submarine, or give me feedback there's an enemy task force or carrier, whatever, and then die with honor. Ground attacks. This is a situation where my Navy Guard unit run in a stronger Australian force than I expected. Xargun is also retreating out of Aichang, and this is a clear hex. Aichang and this hex is clear after this is wood, jungle, whatever. So if I don't hit them in these two hexes, then I think it's too late. I mean, I can still hit them and slow them down, but that is not the meaning. I want to create damage. This is also clear terrain, so better always check the map to see what hex is really official, the terrain type. The map sometimes give you a false impression. Good, these are all nice strikes. So similar, this is a defeated Chinese venture army. They're moving again, so I can hit them. And I also try to finish the Dutch near Balikpapan, but this is not so easy. And this bomber have not the range, so he chooses other target. Oh, one disabled, but still not killed. And this is now the mighty Australian West Coast Air Force. And they can create damage. This is also clear terrain, so there's nothing to hide and I have no fort. So this small airstrike is still powerful enough to really inflict a lot of damage. Well, even this is only 50 kilogram and 110 kilogram. But it's enough to create chaos. And this is a heavy strategic air combat unit. They creating I don't know if they create more damage because these are 14 heavy bombers, but it's enough to inflict casualties on my side. Also, clear terrain, nothing to hide. This is always a big game changer for airstrikes or ground attack missions. If it's clear terrain, there's always casualties on your side, or you can create casualties. So I also hit this retreating two forces. Maybe not more much to hit, so casualties are low. And airstrikes against Wellington, but Wellington is double terrain, so this bonus is also for my troops, so it's hard to hit here with Air Force. Tobo and some smaller dot bases. Again, I won't conquer them all. And here, port, headland. The port itself is a port, but here's a big mine. More resources. But I can ship this resources maybe to Surabaya, and from Surabaya transfer them to Singapore, and then via land transport to Korea, and from Korea back to Japan. So after a lot of transportation, they will maybe arrive in Japan. And the bombardment of Changsha to keep an eye on the Chinese movement. I only see there's movement. If there's maybe the right moment, I can attack. But up to now, I only want to get make sure that Xargun is only moving in combat mode, because I mean he can move in move mode, but this will be more costly for him, and I always know what is in Changsha. So, and my tanks are still not able to defeat the Dutch, but yeah, the casualties are mounting up. And I now go for choc attack because I get tired of this non-stop attack. So these two Dutch forces are defeated. They had enough. And this is still an ongoing battle. This is Xargun attacking me. Maybe he won't get rid of his forces. He's out of supply, no wonder. A lot of disabled, but still no destroyed. And here, a very similar situation. Out of supplies and much more destroyed units. But so far nothing, no unit getting destroyed, only equipment. But 42nd Corps is wiped out. Okay. So overall, I think a good turn for Japan. But compared to the other days with high casualties for the Allies, this was more easy turn. But you cannot have every day a big battle. That would be very strange. So air losses 0 nearly. I have only 1 operational losses and pilots arrived, so fine. I lost a patrol boat against a Dutch submarine. Can happen. Nothing really too great or important. And there was 2 Chinese attacks here, both blocked. I have here simply some tank and regiments blocking this. And because I'm the owner, the Chinese cannot walk through. So they must walk all around. And it's, of course, and this means if they walk around, they must walk into this hexes or this hexes and this hexes. And later, this is all clear terrain, so here they cannot hide more. Good. Wait, no, this one. And the rest, this unit will, I think, soon die because he's also a tank unit ready to attack. It is only a small regiment or mini unit, but it's enough to destroy this Chinese in clear terrain. My army is marching on Sining. I have up to now only the tanks here, but infantry is coming. But normally the main force for this operations is still on the way. I need maybe 1 week at least to walk there. So I'm waiting that these units are leaving. Then I can take the base. There's a little resources in light industry. But once I take this base, I can ask cross my unit to this hex. There is a small half-finished road to this hex, so I can walk here relatively, maybe 1 week. I can walk from this hex to this hex. And we will see if Xargun is retreating out of Changsha in time. I mean, 2 divisions is not really enough to block this unit. Or I mean, let's say this. He is double terrain, so if I have 2 divisions here and Xargun is moving here with everything out, then he will make a shock attack. I'm not sure if I can hold it. But there will be casualties on both sides for sure. And this is the only hex he can really go. I mean, he could walk this hex, but then it's ended. Everything else in China is static. I mean, the Wenchao army is moving, but you can see there's nearly nothing more left. 22,000 for 8 units is not more much. Burma is inactive. Here is convoy forming up. No, is retreating. So I was able to unload everything on Ceylon without big trouble interference from the British. So I now return to Rangoon and can refuel, rearm my ships, and maybe prepare a next operation. Always keep the allies busy and use the good time before the allies in 43 have the numbers. So everything else is moving here. Sibing is again, I attack, then I rest my units because I get fatigue and disruption, but I don't lose anything. The side effect is that my experience is going up. So maybe if I take this base, this is then experience at 80, so it will be elite. 90 is normally more or less the maximum. After 90 it's getting very slow. But I have some divisions, I think they have 95. I'm not so sure, but these guys have 87, this has 77, 95. So this division, if I rebuild them, they're at 95. Well, so I don't know if you really can get higher than 95. Maybe 99 is possible, but well, everything over 90 is already elite. So this space itself has not too much value, but again, important is this here, 101 resources. This is something. My bigger army is marching on Perth, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4 days, maybe 5 days to arrive in Perth. I also see that Xargun is moving a unit east, so he's coming to kick me out. And I only missed one step. There was one day I could rail maybe units directly to this hex. But because Xargun is moving to this hex, now I have no rail line more open. So here is the rest of my paratroopers, they normally want to rail them inside, but now they cannot walk more, so I must now change their combat mode. So I need 1 day to unpack and then I can move here. Luckily this is all highway, or main road. So I need 1 day unpack, then 1, 2, 3 or latest in 4 days I arrive here. But of course this unit is also in 2 days already here, so we will see. But again, the number 1 goal was here to cut the rail and reduce make trouble for Xargun that he cannot rail in or units out, and give my main body time to reach Perth before here a lot of units arriving. And this unit, here is a block force or I would make an attack against this unit, because this is of course much easier to defend and much easier or more hard for Xargun to retake once I take it, because there's no other rail. So if I can take this rail or this, all of these bases, there's no rail more. So if Xargun won't come, he must make normally, I think, a amphibious assault against the southern port or somewhere, or he have to. This is only a trail, so then he have to walk up the whole distance. And this means I can bombard him non-stop, because this is all desert, there's no air cover. So this is why this is more or less this is similar to Darwin, because Australia is so big, but they are linked each other. Here is a rail, at least Darwin is not connected to the rail, but it's very hard to retake it once it's lost. So I must only be fast enough taking Perth, hopefully not running too heavy units, but I see here a lot of tanks and some units, so here is maybe one division plus some tanks brigade. But I have 1000 attack value, so I have 2 divisions. And they are well trained. 70 and 66. 66 is okay. So we will see how strong. The benefit is for me that this is all cleared of. There's no bonus, no terrain bonus. So I don't know how strong this is. Maybe wrong information, or maybe sometimes it's more trucks than combat units, or only armored cars. I don't know. At the end, I must try to take Perth and attack and see how strong it is. If I cannot take it quickly, I have to maybe take divisions out of Bendoing siege, or I must force the victory and then move units around. But if I force here the victory, then I will bleed my divisions dry, and I mainly don't want to do this because of the XP. If you get reinforcements of destroyed units, this XP will fall. So I try to not lose units and simply get more XP, because in the long run, if the allies are attacking me, I have hope that this XP bonus will help me. Good, and here this is only the Australian guys. I catch up, we will see if I can kill them next turn. And I also see that there's movement out of this hex, so Xargun is more or less moving this direction, I would say, maybe direction Brisbane. There's only some units left, so maybe he keep only a block force. And I have my division is moving in this direction, I think, or in this direction. So I try to be faster in this hex, and he can reach this. I don't know who's faster. Normally Xargun is faster than me, but maybe I can make some airstrikes and slow them down. If he don't attack my division, I can maybe be faster here. Once I take this hex, it's hard to kick me out, and also airstrikes will not be more so powerful because there's wood. And then I can maybe bring in some forces and try to take the dot base. And if Xargun is moving this direction, this is a long way. We will see. Yeah. So far here, nothing else here, and New Zealand looks all normal. I took everything, there's still only these 2-3 units left. I must clean them off the map sooner or later. And at the same time, I'm moving equipment east and try to find here some convoys or whatever is here at Tahiti. I only know that Tahiti is a base, an active base of the Allies. And I must also win here this battle sooner or later to have a second scout base. Once I can take this base, and I have this base, and I have here Navy search, then I can really detect maybe early incoming Navy ships. Or I can bring my submarines in a position to intercept enemy convoys. Yeah, we will see. All future. Thank you, see you next time, take care, bye bye.